We Went Back is a time looping horror room escape game with no replayability at all. So I suggest playing the game yourself first before watching this video. If you get stuck in the crawl position or the textures fail to load, please restart the game from the beginning, as otherwise you cannot progress. The starting feels a lot like Fallout. You wake up after a long time from your cryosleep on an abandoned space station called the Orbicular and see this locked door with a terminal beside it, asking for a password about which you don't have any clue. Apparently, cryogenic sleep causes memory issues. Moving forward, you find a Polaroid camera hanging from the ceiling, which you will be using for the rest of the game to click pictures of clues, which will help in finding the password and escape the orbicular. The space station is donut shaped, and there is a lock you need to go through every time you complete a full circle. Every time you go through this lock, you time travel to a different time, either in the past or the future. The environment changes, and every time there's only one new clue to find. Within the first few minutes, you get a glimpse of the alien, and for some reason, you have to follow it, else you're not allowed to progress. Following the alien through the vent would lead you to a secret room with multiple softboards, a record player, etc. This is the room where you will be able to see and organize your clues into the required password. After that, you spend almost the entirety of the game with the knowledge that there is a scary looking alien with questionable intentions on the loose in that very space station, while you have no option but to literally run around in circles, finding one clue at a time and time traveling. Once in between, you'll come very close to the alien and get to see it in its horrific entirety. After that encounter, your fear level will rise and the urge to leave the space station will increase. You struggle to find the remaining clues and then get back to the secret room, organize them, solve a simple scrambled word to get the password. A few interesting events unfold, but in the end, you win. I guess. Credits roll, and the game quits itself. There is no save game option and hence it must be finished in one go, which doesn't seem so difficult considering it takes about 30 minutes to finish. The game being not well optimized, the lack of subtitles, the inability to switch off motion blur, and the game breaking glitch that I encountered at the very beginning on my very first playthrough annoyed me a bit. This is a classic click to interact room escape game, but there is only one thing that you can interact with at a time, which clearly indicates that whatever you can interact with is a clue. The cursor changes from a dot to a hexagon, along with a prompt to click the interact key, which meant randomly moving the mouse around and waiting for the cursor to change was a solid way of finding clues. Add to that the fact that there is only one clue per room, and only one clue can be found for every loop or time travel. If you do the loop without finding the intended clue, the alien will appear and kill you, causing you to restart from modified orbicular. The orbicular will now change to only contain the room in which the clue is present, repeated multiple times. It is quite impossible at this point to not find the clue. The final organization of the clues is super easy, and a really simple scrambled word needs to be solved. Overall, it is a really bad escape room game, which I would never recommend to anyone. But here comes the main attraction. You get glimpses of the alien, and hence every move you make, you do it silently and slowly, praying that the alien doesn't come. You expect to see it at every corner, and there is a real sense of urgency to get out of the orbicular. Add to that the really good graphics, although unoptimized, the game being completely free, being 40 or so minutes long, a simple set of controls, which are shown at the very start, makes this a good enough game with a really good concept. I feel there was a missed opportunity to put in a more difficult or more creative puzzle, as this does not feel like a puzzle at all. It is more like an intense mouse shaking. Would I ever pay to play this game? Nope. But if they put in a better and a tougher puzzle, maybe use the environment details to solve the clues, increase the length, and optimize the game overall, I would not mind paying. I completely forgot to talk about the music and the audios. It is good and contributed to the emotion and hence the fear. All the background audio present in this video is only from this game. Also, while editing, I realized a few things. They are as follows. Number 1. This game is developed and published by Dead Thread Games, who work on, and I quote, unique and experimental gameplay experiences. And they did a really great job in that aspect. They had the courage to experiment and create new concepts instead of following the trends, and this was their very first release. Number 2. The game is free and short, which leads me to believe it is a pilot study of sorts to see how people react to this new concept. This is just my own speculation though. If this is indeed the case, I feel the game is good enough to show off the concept efficiently, and I hope they have got the green light to release a bigger and better game with this concept.